Why do many decisions in life feel so hard? Why does it feel like there's just not a clear answer between one option or another or multiple options, right? Well, oftentimes it's because we are deciding whether we've admitted to ourselves or not between the lesser of two evils, right? A lot of decisions that we're trying to make, they don't have a clear winner. If they had a clear winner, it would be an easy decision, right? It would be an easy decision if it were simple to make, right? But sometimes, quite often, the decisions that are put upon us every day or that are kind of in our world are not decisions that are easy to make because there is no good option, right? All of the options on the table are the lesser of two or maybe many evils. And so I think that's something to recognize, especially when we are maybe procrastinating on making a decision. We're not sure why we're not making a decision. It could be that all of the options are bad, right? That there isn't any good option. However, there's always one option that is going to be less bad, or I should never say always. There's almost always one option that is less bad than the others. And it feels like, well, I don't want to choose a less bad option. I want a good option. But unfortunately, in life, we don't get to always control all the options. We just get to control our own actions and reactions and our own choices around them. So, let me give you some examples that come up a lot for me, for my clients, etc. So let's say we are deciding between going on vacation and not checking our email during vacation so that we can really enjoy and disconnect versus checking our email while we're on vacation. What happens here, right? In the first scenario, well, we don't come back to a mountain of, or actually, we do come back to a mountain of email that we're going to have to work our way through. And don't worry, I have strategies for that I can share with you. But then the other option, where we're checking our email all the way through our vacation, we're probably not actually getting the pure enjoyment from our vacation because we never are really disconnecting. So both of these options, like, they don't feel great, right? Or maybe you're choosing between, like, do I spend some time putting some organization around my tasks, doing some planning, et cetera, so that I have a working task system that can help me move things forward? That requires overhead, right? Or do I just wing it, right? Do I just go at my task, try to keep it up here, and hope for the best? Well, in that latter scenario, you didn't spend any overhead kind of organizing things, but also you're not getting the benefits of a task situation where you feel a lot less stressed because you've made plans around it, right? It's not a really clear option. Or maybe you have a lot of work to do, a lot of work left to do, and the options you're choosing between are working until you literally can't anymore and then falling asleep after that and maybe not sleeping enough, or stopping work before it's done and then getting enough sleep to feel good the next day, right? Neither of these options feel like the clear winner, right? Should you get all your work done or should you get the sleep you need? Sometimes you can't do both, right? It doesn't feel really great. Another example here might be, do you spend a little time planning for tomorrow at the end of today, even though you really don't want to do that? That's the last thing you want to do. You're done with all of the things you need to do and you're done for the day. Or do you not spend that time doing a little bit of planning and then wake up tomorrow and you have no plan and your workday feels a lot less stress? I mean, this last one, this is something that my clients struggle with a lot because it is a really hard choice. And yet, every time, like, I have never had somebody who doesn't say to me, when I do my end of day planning, I am so much less stressed the next day and I'm so much more productive. It's like we know this intellectually. And then sometimes it's hard to make the right decision, right? Or the right decision for us. So, what can you do when you realize that none of the options are great options, right? That you don't have a clear choice, a clear winner? How do you think about this and how can you get to a decision faster? Well, one way that I really like to use is thinking about visualizing and prioritizing your future self. So, you tomorrow, right? You in a week, you when you come back from vacation, whatever it is. And sometimes, or quite often, when we think about that, we are able to make our choices within the context of the larger picture instead of just what are we feeling in the moment, right?
Mhm.
So when you think about these decisions, you're thinking about your future self. I think about this as, do I want big pain or do I want little pain? I can assure you, I always want little pain. I do not want big pain. But here's the thing that is counterintuitive. Quite often, doing the thing that will give you less pain in the long run, right? Actually requires a little bit of pain today, right? You are choosing the little pain so that you don't have the big pain. So if we go back to some of these examples, right? If I do a little bit of planning today, when that's honestly that's the last thing that I want to do, I am going to feel so much better tomorrow. So it may be 10 minutes of pain today, but it's going to save me 8 to 10 hours of pain tomorrow, right? I choose the little pain. What you can think to yourself, right, is that same thing. Do you want the little pain or the big pain? What will tomorrow you will have wished that you had done? And you can do this, like one of the tactical, practical ways you can do this is to ask yourself some future oriented questions. So you can say to yourself, okay, I don't feel like doing this. Will tomorrow me wish I had or hadn't? Right? Or I'm going on vacation and I really just feel compelled to check all of my email because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything big. Will your coming back from vacation self wish that you had done that or not, right? Will it feel like it was kind of a wasted vacation? I don't know what the right answer is for you, right? I'm not here to tell you what the right answer is. You only know in your mind and in your life what's going to be the bigger pain versus what's going to be the littler pain. But when we don't have any good options, this is a good way to think about it, right? It's a method that we can use that doesn't get us all caught up here because we can say to ourselves, do I want more pain or less pain? And I think that usually you want less pain, but what's going to be less pain for you might be different than what's less pain for me, right? And that's why I'm not going to tell you, oh, do exactly this in this particular scenario. So these are the questions that I want you to ask yourself. Do I want big pain? Do I want little pain? And what are these future oriented questions that you can ask yourself? Now, of course, if you would like to see more of this type of content in your feed, if you want to hear from me and you don't want to miss me every week, then make sure that you subscribe. That's another way that we know, one, that you like this, and two, that I should keep on creating this type of content. Now, if there's anything that you want me to talk about in the future, make another video about, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear it.
Just like she said, make sure to like and subscribe if you like the video because it just gives us feedback on, what kind of content we should be making. And also, only 20% of the people that watch our videos regularly are subscribed, so it'd be a big help if you were to subscribe.